Hi guys, my name is Julia. I'm originally from Ukraine, and in 2021 I moved to Los Angeles to California by myself, having no friends, no family here, and not like a lot of money to afford my life here, but I was trying for a couple of years until I found the reason why I came here. I came here because exactly in this place God found me, Jesus found me, and I encounter life with Him. My channel is about faith and my own relationship with God. Most of my life I felt like I don't belong anywhere. I felt so depressed. I had dark thoughts. I didn't understood like why we all here, and I felt so lost. Even though I tried to do something, I felt not connected, and all the words start to be interested to me. Like I wasn't interested in anything, so it was the people call depression. But last year, I can say Jesus found me, and I finally accepted Him as my savior, and now my life is totally different. I know for non-believers, may it sounds weird, like I accepted Jesus and now my life is full of happiness. But if you wanted to learn why and how why I'm telling like that, you can stay in this channel and listen to my testimonies and about my journey, so you'll understand. Today I want to share you about some prayers, and I started to say that I wasn't with God all my life. uh, I'm 30 years old, so 29 years. I believed in something. I saw like universe. We have a creator for sure, but I never knew Christian like Jesus. I didn't know who he is, why he came, and what he done for us. I had no idea. We always had some Bible in our house. My grandma used to read it a little bit, but I didn't know the story. And in my mom's like house and my family, we never discussed the Bible, and we never like even consider ourselves Christians. So I grew up in a family like just regular family who knows about Easter and Christmas time, like holidays, but nothing more, unfortunately. But now I can tell it was a journey. So I wanted to share about prayers. Even unaware prayer can be so powerful, because when I was 12, I used to go to school in Ukraine, and we had Ukrainian literature. And on this Ukrainian literature, teacher gave us the Lord's Prayer to learn. And I didn't know why, like this one we should learn by heart, but we did it. And since then, I remember, I don't know why, I just wanted to, before I go to sleep, all the time repeat this prayer. So I was like, I would go to sleep, close my eyes, and I couldn't allow myself to fall asleep unless I say this prayer inside. Now, all these years, it was like a habit. So I keep like telling to myself this prayer, and it was always with me, and I felt like something like pulling me always from darkness, like something is always with me, I'm protected. But still I wasn't Christian. I still didn't consider myself as like a believer or something. I just knew the universe, the energy, something exists. So there was a time in 2023 where I lived in New York. It was during the winter. I am immigrant from Ukraine, and I didn't have family in the United States. So I stuck in New York. I had some people who were like my friends at the time. And I felt like something is wrong with these people. I didn't feel good. I felt like something is like eating my energy. I don't know. And even my doctors, when I did my blood test, they told me I have anemia and not enough blood in your like body, no iron at all. Also my period wouldn't come because I don't have like physically anything like, you know. And I had this time where I didn't have my period for like almost 5 months without without reason, significant reason. But I know I was exhausted, tired, I was so stressed, and I lived with those people who called my friends, but I felt like on spiritual world they like really sucking my energy, and on physical body I could feel it. So I didn't had like enough money. I was trying to get some jobs, and like we helped each other. But one my friend, the other one, she said, "I have a prayer for you. If you wanted to protect yourself, just read this every night. If you feel these people tricks you, because I was working for them and they were supposed to pay me. That's why like we had like friends and work relationship, but they in the end they never paid me anything. I was left on the street with $400 in New York City, winter time. But still, it happened because one of my friends, I knew her. She was also in New York from Ukraine. She gave me some Orthodox like a protective prayer. Like in Orthodox, they pray to saint people. Like, and it was for Maria Magdalena, you know. And every night I tried to read it aloud in my room, and I started to see that like I wasn't a believer at the time. I told you, I just started to see how the next days inside of me the power was like growing. I felt like more stronger. They're like I had to quit. I don't trust these people. I feel like they will not gonna pay me. I have to run away from this apartment. I have to look for something new as soon as possible. And in the same time, those people started to reveal themselves so much, like all the masks. So what I was telling, that even I read a prayer unaware of how powerful it is, and that actually God is protecting me. Everything around me started to change. Actually, it started to shake even more. We had a huge fight in the end, and I left on the street at night. I went out and I said, okay, I realized they're not gonna pay me for my work, for anything. It was a big situation. I just don't want to describe the details. When you start to pray and ask something, God will answer, give you the better, but of course, all things will be gone. So be prepared that your world will start shake. So that the moments in New York time was for me very significant time, because it's where I felt the more darkness in my life, and I had no family, no friends, no money, no understanding what to do next, where to go. And I didn't had my period, and as a woman, you know exactly how scary it is. I didn't had a boyfriend, no one. Like I was like just so exhausted, and I didn't know what to do. But God, prayers, I just kept praying my prayers. I just kept trying to find new jobs and like some apartments. Everything step by step led me to the better life. And finally in 2025, I gave my life to Jesus. I finally found my home. Right now in 2026, I feel so blessed, so fulfilled. Of course, I have my period. Everything is good. My blood cells are so great, and my iron level is perfect. You know, everything is great, and God is great because He always give you the best. Just talk to Him, ask Him, and your prayers is something very personal. So just don't have any rules. You just talk to Him as your friend. Imagine that you're drinking a coffee, but He's with you as your friend, and you just keep telling Him everything about your life. He already knows what you're gonna ask, but anyway, make it like great conversation with a friend. Tell him what do you like want, miss, or what are you grateful for, what are you afraid of. You can tell him everything. That's the greatest part. And I'm so happy, guys, that I could share it with you right now, that I'm on this point, that I'm able to talk about God, and I know His grace, and I know how He's faithful, how He's merciful. I'm so grateful that He found me, He saved me all those years, all through the darkness. I'll share more in other videos, my stories. And if you ever feel like you want to talk about God and talk to me, and you need a friend, or you just starting your journey and you have a lot of question about like Bible, about Christianity in general, you can always reach out to me, write any comments, and I'll answer you anything. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting me and for subscribing and like this video.